Hello everyone, kind of an impromptu video today, but the class skills for the new class, the new calendar class, got announced on the design notes, so we can read through them all and check out other classes. I haven't read them myself yet, but class looks cool. I've already ordered it, so it might arrive when it arrives. Maybe I'll get sent a code to test it out early. We'll see. I don't know what's happening with that, but leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel. Let's get into this one. I'm gonna guess because the skills are already up on the design notes this early in the week that the Wednesday release that's happening on Wednesday is going to come with the class, so that's going to be interesting. It'll be in the game then, so if you live somewhere close to where they ship it, you might be able to use this on Wednesday because they shipped out the calendars today. But anyway, so the auto attack is Temporal Rift for 30 seconds, stacks up to 4, can be used with other skills, and it's physical melee range. Not a big fan of melee range on auto attacks, but that's just me. So ability 1. They have a weirdly thing with its ability 1, 2, and then they got the passives and stuff, so they have it kind of, it's a different format that I'm used to for reading these, but anyway, you fracture and fragment your foe's reality to harm their past and future selves, inflicting quantum fracturing and quantum fragmenting, reducing their defense and dodge by 10% for 10 seconds with 3 stacks, so 30% less defense on your enemy. That sounds pretty powerful. Depending on how it's not really clear to me how these like debuffs and stuff work with armor and whatever the enemies have and stuff like that, the chances and stuff, but pretty good. That's pretty good. Hopefully that works as it should on most things and isn't broken, but that sounds really good, and it seems like the leaks were true about this being more of a support class, so that's cool. I don't really cover leaks on this channel because sometimes they're wrong, and then if I cover wrong stuff, it's not a good look for me or anyone, but yeah, so it's cool that that is a support class. We got a multi-target class last year, so it seems like they're mixing it up with the calendar classes. So this skill hits 1 target, infinite range, 20 mana, 3-second cooldown. That's pretty good. I like the infinite range on that. Makes up for the auto attack being melee range. Time traveling super agent moves that weakens your foe and makes them less capable of dodging. Okay, so it's just kind of describing it there. Don't need to read through that. That's a waste of time. Quantum shift. Distort the timeline, alter your combat abilities. So this is your skill 2. Applies quantum shift to you and your allies, increasing crit chance and defense by 30% for 10 seconds. So there's a flat 30 with no stacking on that one. So that's good. Just right away you're getting 30% more crit chance and defense. That's pretty powerful. 30% defense. That's gonna be really good for team fights. It's kind of like a what's the class? Arch Paladin, right? Kind of like the Arch Paladin, the 2 skill in Arch Pal. Similar to that, so this might replace the Arch Paladin in those endgame boss fights with the hard fights they're doing recently. Names are hard. Anyway, remembering names is difficult. So targets are friendly, 20 mana, so infinite range, and yeah, 30 mana, 10-second cooldown. So that's on a 10-second cooldown, and it lasts for 10 seconds, so you can't loop that. You have to wait for it to come back, so you might catch yourself without that boost on, which isn't ideal, depending on how you're running your rotations, so you gotta be pretty careful with that skill. The third ability is Quantum Restructure, hack in reality for a brief moment, build into your favor, applies Quantum Restructure to increase invasion by 80%, reducing incoming damage and incoming physical, incoming magical, and incoming dot taken by 20% each, while inflicting Quantum Rupture to reduce your foe's stats by the same amounts. What? Really? Would they lose 80% evasion? Ooh, that's interesting. Both effects last 2 seconds, never misses nor crits. So this targets your enemy for 1 target, infinite range, 20 mana cost, 12-second cooldown. That's an interesting skill. That's pretty cool buff debuff ability, but it only lasts 2 seconds. That's interesting. And it's not a 12-second cooldown, so this is like a... Maybe I'm reading it wrong, but... Yeah, maybe the foe thinks 2 seconds. Yeah, okay. 2 seconds seems very short, but I don't know. Extremely powerful skill that temporarily shreds your foe's defenses, allowing the Continuum Chronomancer to deal much more damage for those 2 seconds. The heavy dodge debuff also gives your team a chance to lay down double lasting debuffs without fear of missing. So this is more of a coordination type ability where if you have nukes and stuff, you use this skill, you use the nukes, and you're getting maximum effectiveness from them with your party. So that's alright, I'm down for that. Timing stuff in AQ worlds with the frame rate and all that stuff and the lag, and it's a little iffy, but I'm okay to trying that out. Ability 4. Quantum Convergence. Perceive and control the source of your powers as they were meant to be. Inflicts quantum surgence for 10 seconds, a heavy dot. If Temporal Rift is active, it consumes it to deal damage to your target based on the damage you've dealt in the last 10 seconds. While Temporal Rift was active. This targets your enemy for one target. It is a physical and magical type attack with infinite range and a 30 mana cost with a 14-second cooldown. That's pretty good. So that's like your kind of nuke ability. That's your damage dealer of the thing. So a combination of nuke and dot skill truly takes advantage of your rank 10 ability. We don't know what that is yet, but okay. Stacks of Rift rupture your foe and hit with Convergence while your stacks are concentrated for heavy damage. So that seems pretty decent. Little nuke. Alright, passive 1 is Red Vision. Superhuman Reflexes increase your dodge and haste by 15. That's good. Delayed Deadline is your second passive. Your mastery over the simulated reality grants you superhuman abilities, increasing your endurance by 50. That's good boost to your health and stuff like that. Keeps you alive. 3 is Spiral Quantum. Quantum Shift also applies stacks of Quantum Spiral to you. For each friendly target affected, increasing your crit modifier and dot damage by 10%. For 23 seconds, stacks of 40 cannot be wait, what? Crit modifier? Is that crit and hit? Crit damage and hit chance? Is that what crit modifier is? I imagine it is. And dot damage by 10% for stacks of 40. You can stack dot damage by 10% up to 40 stacks? What? That's the key mechanic of the class. You gain more stacks of Quantum Spiral the more people in the room with you. 4-person Ultra Boss team will make you gain 40% crit multiplier and dot damage with each cast, 10% per person per cast, while a 7-person room stacks up even faster. Because this effect does not refresh, you will lose all stacks after 23. Oh, so you can't keep them. Okay. So time your skills to take advantage of this. Alright, so you don't keep the stacks. That's not as broken as it sounds. Alright, so it's a counter class built to tackle group fights. Take note, this class does not heal. Although it is not meant to replace your defensive healing support class, this calendar level support class is a powerful partner to the class, as well as any team that needs an offensive support that can itself deal plenty of damage. So that's the whole shebang of this class. It seems like, just like the last part we read, it seems like a pretty like a DPS sort of support focus class where you're helping out your team a little bit, keeping them alive a little bit with the defense buffs, and you're helping your team do more damage to the boss. So we could see this being used for boss fights. We have to actually see how the meta rolls out with people using this, whether or not it'll replace. I think it's going for Arch Paladin spot with the defense buff, but that buff doesn't stay up, so I can't see it replacing Arch Paladin for certain fights, because Arch Paladin matters a lot in those fights. If your Arch Paladin messes up and uses the wrong skill, your whole team just dies because you lose all that defense. And this defense doesn't loop. Whoever's using this class in your party could lose that 30%, the 30% defense, and you could be gone, right? It cooldowns for 10 seconds and it lasts 10 seconds. So if this lasted 12 seconds and it cooled down up for 10, I think this would be a lot better. Maybe a little overpowered, but anyway, that's my thoughts on the class. It's going to be interesting. Can't wait to try it out. I have it ordered, like I said at the beginning of the video. They gave out early codes last time, so I didn't have to wait for like a month for shipping. I don't know if they're doing that again. AE actually did send me some codes today. They contacted me, and they gave me 5 2000 AP codes. I will be giving those away on some of the codes on Wednesday. We'll see what I'll do with the codes, but I will be giving those away in the near future on the channel, so stay tuned for that. A few of them might be given away on the stream on Wednesday, and yeah, cool stuff there. And yeah, thanks for tuning in, guys. Leave a like on the video if you liked it. Let me know what you think of the class. I think it's a cool idea having a support class. I hope it isn't too overpowered where you need to buy this class to be like top tier meta. Not too big of a fan of that. If it's not, if top tier meta is a $20 class, that's not the best thing to be. But we'll see how it lands, how the cards fall on this one. But yeah, interesting enough skills there. It's pretty unique. So yeah, see you in the next one. Peace.